day mean for you, and how does it feel to wear that badge that your dad wore?
I mean, I think I feel like it's been a long time coming. You know, I've always imagined this day ever since I was a little kid. You know, wearing my dad's hat and pretending to be the police in the backyard. And then for the past 7 months, I've been pretending to be the police here. It's a good feeling, you know, being where I'm at now. And I feel like I've always felt like it's my calling, which I'm sure everyone here probably feels the same.
The badge, during that ceremony, what was that like for you to put that on?
It's like an overwhelming sense of honor, I think. You know, my dad left, in my opinion, a legacy here, and this is my opportunity to step in and carry on that legacy.
Is there anything about your dad that you want to make sure that you always hold close to you in your new job, in your new profession? Anything about him that you wish to emulate for the rest of your career?
He really cared about his job. He was very passionate, and I hope to carry on that same passion that he had as well.
Talk to us. A New York City police officer was ambushed this week. What would you say to young people thinking about coming to the academy? What would you say to them? How would you encourage them?
I think I'd remind them that there's still a lot of people in the community who have an overwhelming amount of support for us, which you know, I know in just even being a recruit here, I've seen a lot of it, and I'm sure everyone else here has as well, with, you know, not just our families and friends and neighbors, but, you know, people we see in passing. If it comes up in conversation, that not everybody's out to get you, but to definitely continue to take care of each other and watch out for each other.
Is there a reason why you chose to go to the academy right at this time, or 29 weeks ago?
Because they allowed me to.
Same for all of us. Talk to us about what are some of the things that you've enjoyed or liked about learning to be a police officer, a Columbus police officer.
Anybody else want
We'll hop in. We'll have to change mics. We'll hit a couple people, but just for you personally, anything particular, anything stand out?
A lot of the laws I found really interesting because, you know, before my main focus was, you know, a lot of the physical stuff and, you know, the things that you see on TV, of course, and but there's so much that goes into this job. You know, you have to be, you know, not just a enforcer of the laws, but and a protector of the people. But, you know, sometimes you have to be a counselor. Sometimes you have to be a problem solver.
Jesse, what did you learn about the Columbus community going through the tragedy that your family went through?
I learned how much the community actually supports and loves their police department. There's a lot of good people in the city, and they really showed it with their overwhelming amount of support for my family.
And if I may add to that, I didn't even, I was in this process, but I didn't work here. I worked for the clerk's office for some time, and we all felt it. It's not just for law enforcement. I think everybody feels it.
And actually, I was going through graduate school at Arizona State when a particular incident occurred, and we heard about it all the way, 1,700 miles away. So you could definitely tell in that moment when the incident happened just how good of a person Officer Smith was, and how it resonated across the entire country.
Today, the mayor said that there's probably no more difficult time to wear the uniform than now. How do you all feel about that?
Sir, if I may step in, we've heard that this is the hardest time, in recent years to become a police officer and step into that role. But I think it's the best time. I think that you need people that want to answer that call, are willing to protect and serve, and put their needs aside and help others in the community. So I think this is a perfect time to become a police officer.
There's only 2 of you in this group that are minority officers. We often don't see a large turnout of minority officers. How much of that do you carry with you now as professional police officers, and to encourage others of minority groups to join your ranks?
So
Go ahead.
personally for me, I was in the United States Army before I did any of this. So when you're in that kind of environment, similar to policing, race, color, creed, religion, ethnicity, it does not matter. So at the end of the day, when I'm with my brothers and sisters, race does not play a factor into anything that I take into account. Absolutely nothing. Being a minority, it just so happens that I look different than everyone here. But for me, if my character defines who I am, the content of my character defines who I am, not my skin color.
And if I could jump in just for a moment there, I can kind of go the same way. Motivationally, people that I knew prior to working in law enforcement, there were other officers, were a lot of the reason why I became an officer, and then just to help people in general. So honestly, I never quite thought about it that way. I just go about it knowing that the moment we step out there, coming Sunday, we're going to be out there helping people.